more and more tech solutions are going to be needed. 2020 came with a lot of uncertainties, so our biggest concern, so to say, was the continuation of the program. Nevertheless, we managed to adapt very, very fast, so we actually kept the original schedule, and not only that we kept the original schedule, we also held everything which used to be the trademark of BCR-INNOVX, meaning the elevator pitch, meaning the meeting with investors, meaning the pitch to the board of BCR. And to our biggest surprise, the entries for joining the accelerator were even stronger than last year. So it's almost double the figures. That made us very happy and very hopeful. And given the current context, we see that more and more tech solutions are needed to overcome the current challenges. We're happy. The BCR-INNOVX team did a great job, and so did the startups which joined the program. Today, we're working on making banking convenient, safe, and available at a second. So that's what you would call the big convenience revolution in banking. That is what is happening right now. You can open an account online, you can get a credit online, you can get an insurance online, you can see all your other accounts with other banks online from a single app. And that is happening today. That is happening, for example, in the case of our bank. The second layer, I would say it will take about, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 years. But in 3 to 5 years, I'm calling this the super app revolution. So the question is whether the retailer is going to be the super app, whether the entertainer is going to be the super app, or whether the bank is going to be your super app. And each of them will play very hard to offer benefits and convenience. We hope we are going to be the super app, not least because, I think the safety that we can offer, the responsibility which we can employ, and the fact that we are a regulated industry with a lot of care for the customer will work for our advantage. And the third layer I was telling to you about is a revolution which I would expect in 10 years. So in 10 years, I don't think it will be about the kind of money which you move from one account to another or the type of loan which you can get. I think it will be about the possibilities which you can access. And that is going to be built on convenience and on the digital ecosystem which I was telling to you earlier about. So whoever can integrate the digital ecosystem and the digital convenience will have the opportunity to define opportunities for their customers. And I think that's going to be a third big revolution in banking. In terms of this region of the world, I think the whole environment is visible also with the technology sector and with the entrepreneurship sector. There are good things and of course not so good things. The very good things are a very creative mindset, a very resilient mindset. I think people here are used to overcome difficulties and solve problems in an innovative way. And that pertains to their habit of finding solutions. I also think that people are incredibly hungry for success. They want to prove themselves, and that's a big driver for the ecosystem, for the entrepreneurial and digital ecosystem here. On the other hand, they also suffer from what the entire economy and society suffers of. Not consolidated data, not straightforward solutions. Sometimes I think the aggregated effect of investors, R&D centers, corporate venture funds is not so well established, meaning that the quality and the standards to which they are being scrutinized by don't work to their advantage. So the standards are a bit lower. and the scalability of the solution is a bit lower, which makes in some occasions that the product does not have the scalability opportunity, and it does neither resist the test of resilience, so to say. So if I were to say, will this change? I think yes. I think there is an ocean of European funding coming into this part of the world, and also in Europe in general. I also think there is a revolution in realizing the impact of technology in society, and even in the big decision making for the future of Europe and for the future of each country. So I think that acknowledgement regarding the importance of the tech sector is being built. It's a race, nevertheless. So the question is not only who will be the most creative or the smartest, the question is also who is going to be the fastest. I think between these two poles, between responsibility and creativity, speed and scalability, we play with the entire economies of Europe, of Central Europe, and also of startups in this region of the world. It was a great experience for us because we have actually jumped into the ocean of startup ecosystem, and we met a new world. We saw a lot of interesting ideas, and we opened our own mentality to the startup mentality. So I would say that the first layer of collaboration is that we had access to this world and we learned a lot. We also offered to them access to our world, and I think they learned a lot. Because at the end of the day, they not only pitch to BCR, but they also pitch to the clients of BCR. So whether BCR gets or not a solution from the startups in BCR-INNOVX is not a promise, but it is a possibility. We are working with startups in offering MarTech solutions, EduTech solutions, property, blockchain, and soon, I hope, a very serious fintech solution. But it doesn't stop there. We are presenting startups in the accelerator to our clients in agriculture, in energy, in property, in real estate. And we think that's the way to go. Everybody learns from everybody, and we create opportunities. A key role of the accelerator is to create this kind of opportunities. And at the end of the day, we learn from our clients in the energy sectors, which learn from the startups with energy tech solutions, which learn from BCR, and so the circle goes. What I want to say is that a revolution will come there as a result of open banking, but let's not forget that some things do take time. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither Silicon Valley wasn't built in a day or 1 year or 10 years. It actually took 50 years. I don't think open banking will take 50 years, and there are things happening right now. There are the major banks in Romania, which I know for sure are collaborating with fintech startups, and that is going to become the beginning of open banking. Now, I also want to be honest, not everybody is open to open banking. We have some at this moment players in the market which have opened their APIs, but it's very hard to consume those APIs, and I think that is on purpose. Nevertheless, I can speak for our bank and for our group. Erste Group has been one of the first which has opened its API environment to fintechs in Europe, and BCR has done that here in Romania. We are now looking actively at such solutions. One of them has been employed for our key product, George, which we call the first intelligent banking in Romania. And we're discussing right now, actually, really this week, how a cohort of fintechs can join a presentation for our George hub in Vienna. So things are progressing. And I'm pretty sure that the whole industry of fintechs is going to consolidate and offer smarter and smarter solutions, not only for the banks in Romania, but for banks in the entire region and even globally. Let's see, I think the opportunity is there. It's not only that your bank does convenient digital transactions, but it actually integrates with all the digital services that you use every day. And the third layer, which is of course a rather long shot, regards what does your bank do for you to fulfill your potential. So it has to do with human potential, not necessarily with financial transactions. So if I regard all these layers, there is a clear time frame for each of them.